Blessings, everyone. We all know that this is the restoration of the divine feminine. This is the age of Aquarius. This is the balancing of the yin yang. This is the dimensional shift. We are anchoring in Earth's highest timeline through each and every one of us. And I do believe that there is this huge awakening of these dormant goddess energies, these divine feminine energies. And more women are embracing their cyclical nature, owning the power of their sacred womb space, owning themselves as the goddess incarnate, learning how to work in harmony with Mother Nature's cycles and the cosmos cycles, and bringing a remembrance of this ancient knowledge and wisdom of the past golden ages on earth. It is passed from woman to woman, and the time is now to restore this golden age. And it starts by restoring your balance within and unleashing your power onto the world. And now I want to talk about MoonBlood, periods, menstruating, because if I can even get one woman excited about her period, especially once it returns after you give birth and become a mother, or if you're already a mother and you had several kids and then your period comes back eventually, I don't ever want it to be anything that is dreaded or like shamed or angry about. I want it to be a celebration because you are now embracing your cyclical nature again, and now you get to do it through motherhood. It's a true gift. And I just had my moon blood return after 2 years. 2 years ago in August 2022, I got pregnant. I was pregnant for 3 months. I had a miscarriage. I bled for 33 days. It was a very powerful initiation in my life. This is how I got into womb healing. This is when I embraced myself as the priestess, the alchemist, turned my pain into art and love and creation. And then the next cycle, I got pregnant again, carried full term, my precious baby, gave birth to her, and then I have just been breastfeeding her for the last 10 months. And she has weaned herself. She doesn't want to breastfeed anymore, not during the day. So my milk supply has gone down, and my period has just returned. And I embrace it with open arms, like an old friend coming back into my life. But now I get to celebrate my blood coming, and it feels like this deep inner teenage healing. Like when I first got my period and I didn't really celebrate my blood, it feels like I'm getting the second chance to celebrate my blood now that she has come back after such a long time. And it's all about embracing and playing with the archetypes as they arise for you. Archetypes are a river that bring us from the past to the present to the future and back again. It is a flowing river. And by playing with the archetypes, it allows you to co-create your reality without holding on to your experiences or a desired outcome too tightly. So a lot of people talk about this art of manifestation being that you have to hold the feeling of what you want in your heart, but you have to give up what it looks like, right? Because when you try to hold on to the vision of the outcome too tightly, you are going to block it because humans are limited in many senses on earth. We have to allow magic and mystery to help create something even better than our wildest dreams, even beyond what you could ever possibly conceive or perceive. So this is where the archetypes come in. As they arise, you pick it up and you play with it and you embody it wholeheartedly. And then when it's time to let go and embrace another, you embrace another. And this is how you jump stone, you jump from stone to stone until you reach the quote other side. And this is how you enjoy the journey rather than just the destiny, all these corny quotes. But this is exactly true with our menstrual cycles and with the blood returning. So when I was pregnant and when I was breastfeeding these last, 2 years, really, I was in this cow goddess mother archetype. Hathor, the cow goddess, the original goddess. Hathor is the original goddess that Isis came from, and then that Mary Magdalene came from, and all these rose lineage goddesses come from the original goddess Hathor. She is the cow goddess. She is the only goddess in ancient Egypt that's depicted face on. And she is the mother, and she nourishes and nurtures her children. And this is exactly the energy that I've been in. I didn't have anything to do but be Eris's mom and to breastfeed her, make sure that she was growing and that she was happy and that she was laughing every day and loving life. And that was the season of life I was in that I just embraced wholeheartedly. And then there's this big shift. She doesn't want to nurse anymore. She's like almost becoming a toddler now. It's just crazy. We're going through this huge shift. And then I'm going through this huge shift where now my energy is more outward focused in the world again. This beautiful sacred time of our lives where it was like just my sweet family and we had nothing to do but just be a family and be us and cultivate our sweet family. Now it's transitioning, we're going back out into the world and we're adapting. And now I play with this new archetype as I bleed, as my blood has returned during this powerful week in astrology, which is, we have Hecate involved. She is the queen of the witches, the goddess of the past, present, future, the goddess of the crossroads. We have a powerful square with this Aquarius full moon. We have the moon, the sun in Leo. Then we have Lilith, the dark feminine goddess, the wild feminine. And then we have Uranus, who is awakenings and shock and awe. So all four of these are in a square, which make them the biggest players for this full moon. And because Lilith and Hecate and Medusa are involved, it's all about unleashing the dark, wild feminine. This is the part of yourself that is free from constraints, from restrictions, from society, from the patriarchy, from putting yourself in a box, from away from your family and the way you were upraised and the communities that you were born into. This is a complete abandon of all of the shackles and titles and identities that have been placed on you and that you put on yourself and place yourself in a box. And this is a wild abandon of all of that. This is embracing your wild, fearless, limitless, boundless nature. This is the wild, dark feminine. This is transmuting all heaviness, grief, sadness, anger, everything. And every single one of us alive feel this, especially with the current state of the world, especially many women that are awakening to their power. They feel such deep anger for the state of the world and how out of balance we all fell with Mother Nature herself, the imbalances, the injustices on the planets, on the plants, on the plants, on the animals, on the waters, right? The forests, and then the people herself, the children of Earth. It's so sickening and it makes us sick, but that's our fuel, that's our fire to help us lead forth courageously, fearlessly, and leading the way to restore the divine feminine, rise hand in hand with our brothers and sisters to not condemn the masculine, but to forgive and then teach and show the new way of the new earth, where it is not just now the divine feminine rises, it is a restoration of the divine feminine to her rightful place, hand in hand with the divine masculine, a perfect balancing of yin yang. And this is what this wild feminine is. It's a fearlessness, it's a ferociousness, but it's also tenderness, and it's a remembrance. It's a deep remembrance of the ancient wisdom of Earth herself and the way of the crones, the way of the wild wise women, the matriarchy, the community leaders, the the herbalists, the medicine women. It's a remembrance and a restoration. And this is why embracing your menstrual cycle will help bring us closer to the restoration of the divine feminine, because you are bringing it out through you, you're embodying it, and then it plays out, as within, so throughout. So now that I bleed at the full moon, I am the crone. I'm connected to my higher self. My intuition, my psychic powers are on point. It's going to help me manifest and really work through these powerful energies of the full moon. And then I'm going to move into the maiden. This is my follicular phase. And now I have these fresh energies. Now my focus is going to be on projects and the outer world and creating and working on my businesses and moving my family forward in, the physical plane by working and being structured and diligent and responsible and, disciplined. And this is where I'm going to start planting my seeds. And then I'll move into the creatrix when I'm ovulating. This is where I'll really put myself out there. I'll try to do as many presentations and live events as I possibly can. I'll make so many videos because my aura is going to be magnetic. It's going to be outward. I'm going to bring everyone to me and everything to me that's in alignment with my highest good. And it's just pure magic during this time. And I'm going to be the most playful, fun mother I possibly can. I'll have so much energy. It's going to be so playful, so fun, so juicy. And then I'll move into the wild, wise woman, where my energy is starting to pull back into myself again. This is where I'm going to start to refine my projects and my offerings. This is where I'm going to try to tune into nature and receive messages from my spirit team and my guides and from the earth herself and from the sun and from the moon. Receive messages to refine and enhance my offerings and the way that I am presenting myself to the world. Kind of pull back so that I can have a pause, and then before I unleash again. And then before you know it, boom, we're bleeding as the crone, and I'm releasing anything that doesn't serve me from that month, any dark, heavy energies I picked up over the course of that month. I'm going to release it back to the earth. I will not wear tampons. Hell no. We know now that they are full of poison. I've always known this too. Every time I've worn tampons, I've had crazy cramps, terrible connection with my menstrual cycle. I used to bleed like for 2 weeks at a time. I had what everyone calls PMDD, like I would bleed for 2 weeks, have a really tumultuous and heavy cycle. But that's just because my menstrual cycle, my body was trying to speak to me. My womb was desperately trying to shake me and say, live in harmony, live in this cyclical nature, live in alignment with your true soul, eat healthy, eat clean, and release anything that no longer serves you. Live in alignment, be fearless, be strong, unleash the divine feminine within. And if you're having trouble with your menstrual cycle, the first thing you need to do is cut out the tampons. Try to just free bleed, into cotton pads, and then collect your menstrual blood and give it back to the earth. The properties of soil are the exact properties that are in your menstrual blood. We have stem cells in our menstrual blood. It literally feeds the earth as she feeds us. It is this beautiful symbiotic relationship. And as you give your blood back to the earth in offering, you'll notice that the tree you place it under starts to wave at you a bit more and respond to you a bit more as you walk by. Your plants start to dance and smile at you as you walk by because you're so connected cellularly now with Mother Earth. And it's the least we can do for all that she does for us. So embrace it. I know that a lot of women, they said, oh, I'm so lucky that my cycle didn't come back until 10 months later, that they got their periods right away, even though they were breastfeeding. And listen, whatever happens for you is perfect for you. There's nothing wrong with you. There's, no envy. There's no jealousy or, cursing your period, wishing it was different. Whatever is unfolding in your life is perfect for you. It's getting you where you need to be. It's getting you to your higher self. You just need to work with it consciously and embrace it and love yourself and love your brothers and sisters of earth and work in harmony with nature and treat everything as a way to help you up level and turn to people and communities that uplift you and inspire you. And unleash your magic onto the world. This is the time. This is the great awakening. This is the time to unleash your magic. Be as magical and as bold and as wild as you possibly can. Do it for all the women before us that could not. Do it for all the women on earth today that cannot. Be as big and wild as you possibly can for all of those that cannot. You owe it to everyone and you owe it to yourself. Much love, many blessings. Reach out to me if you need some support or direction, if you need to know where to go. I also have a 33-page guidebook called Womb Wisdom with so much magic. I'm going to have more upcoming events and offerings to help us really harness these energies, heal the womb through yoni steaming, yoni gems, embracing archetypes. It's going to be juicy. This is a part of my, service and my purpose in life. And it's truly an honor. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being yourself. and being fearless and unleashing your magic onto the world. Much love.